Hello, today I'm going to be doing a video comparison between the two very popular online zombie survival multiplayer games called Infestation and Dayz. Infestation, if you're a little confused, used to be called Warz, but due to many problems such as the already existing Dayz and I don't know, maybe even possibly the movie coming out, World War Z, it's just all the Z's confusion caused them to change their name to Infestation, which isn't a problem to me, but it's the same game. Infestation is War Z. And for starters, I'm playing Dayz, and as you can see, I'm just shooting some zombies. Don't exactly really know what I'm doing. Still very new, but I mean, if you just look around, it's a very very bleak kind of game. You makes you feel kind of like you're in that zombie survival, and it gives it kind of a horror game feeling, I guess you could say, because there's always little noises you hear, and then the zombies. I mean, the sound system is amazing. The zombies make just really cool noises, and the mechanics are really cool too. The zombies will like flip and crawl and spaz out, and it's just great. And that's one of the few things I actually really like about Dayz, because I don't really like too much about it. I mean, it just doesn't feel like a very good video game to me. I don't know. It just feels like the realism is just, they try too hard to achieve that realism. See, I prefer Warz or Infestation any day over this, which is now what you can see, because it just feels like a video game, and it's just so much more smooth. And you can say that Dayz is not a standalone game yet, which I perfectly understand, but still, it's just this Infestation is just so much smoother. I mean, it looks better. If you think about it, in actuality, if there was a zombie apocalypse, the whole world is not going to be this bleak, dark, scary place. It's still going to be sun. There's still going to be birds flying around, maybe. I don't know, maybe zombie birds. Don't know what all the infestation would affect, but still, it's not going to be just rainy all the time and just bleak and colorless. It's going to be like you see here. It's just, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it won't be all crazy and just terrible. But, and see, first of all, I've picked up a knife out of an old police car, and I think it's going to skip ahead in a minute to get to the good part. And another thing is, I mean, just the fighting mechanics are just feel so much better in Warz. I mean, it doesn't take much to kill a zombie, and you have to like basically read a whole book in Dayz just to learn the controls. There's so many buttons to push, so many controls. I remember when I was playing today, I was kind of testing out the buttons, and I pushed one button and it loosened up my camera, and then my camera wasn't pointing where my gun was pointing, and so I was running around confused. And then right about that time, somebody started shooting, so it's just kind of like just a headless chicken running around, didn't know what to do, so I just started smacking keys, hopefully to solve the problem, but eventually I figured it out. But say like if you're hopping over something, you have to like press V, and he'll slowly pull his leg over, and then his other leg over, and then there you're over it. But then Infestation, all you have to do is you press a button, he just hops right over, and it just feels so much better. It feels like you're actually playing a video game and not, it's just, I think Dayz just puts in a little too much realism for me. I always feel like I am actually in it, but some people really like that, but I don't think it's just not for me. It's not that it frightens me or anything. It's just when I play a game, I just kind of want to be relaxed. I'm not really into it that much. While they're both fun games, I don't know if I like this too much. And see here, I'm constantly having trouble with the inventory. When I first started off, it took me ages to figure out how to properly get rid of stuff out of your inventory and use it. I was bleeding out and I couldn't figure out how to use a bandage, and it was the most frustrating thing ever. And as you see back on Infestation, I just stabbed a zombie in the face multiple times, which is another key point. In Infestation, you can use melee weapons. I think you can use melee weapons in Dayz too, but I think it's like just an axe, and it's like not even supposed to be like that. It's just weird. But anyway, but there's a lot of melee weapons in Infestation. You have your knife, I think you have a golf club, you have a katana, and it's just really fun stabbing zombies in the face. And I've gone back and I found this trailer or RV, and luckily found an assault rifle inside, and I think I'm just gonna go show off shooting zombies with it. And I think I've cut off the Dayz video because it just bores me, and it's nothing much changes. I'm just running around in the bleak wilderness shooting zombies and trying to figure out how to do stuff. And right now I'm just blowing zombies' heads off. And you might say that I like Infestation more because it's easier. Well, I don't know if it's easier because there seem to be a lot more zombies hanging around areas. But as long as you have a gun, you're pretty much unstoppable in Infestation. But in Dayz, I have to say, even if you have a gun, those zombies, they sure can move around. They'll be running at you, then they'll strafe to the right, and then they'll do a flip, and then they'll like you waste all your ammo before shooting them. But if you're at far away distance, I mean, like you saw me picking off those zombies earlier, it's not very hard at all. You just can't really get them attracted to you, and then you'll be perfectly fine. But right now I'm in the in-game menu, I guess you could say, before the game, and then this is another thing that is just so much better than Dayz. And once again, you can say it's not its own game, and it's kind of limited to the game that it is modded from, or modded for, I guess you could say. You could say it's just limited, but for right now, Warz, to me just hits it right on the money. Just this perfect, I don't know, it just feels so right. And right here you can see the inventory is just clear, easy. You don't have, it literally takes no time at all to figure out what to do. And I constantly found myself, and Dayz, I always found myself really trying to figure out how to play the game. It just took me so long to figure out how to properly play the game. I just run around pressing keys, seeing what would happen, and then many times it has ended up killing me by just randomly pressing keys and not attract attention. I was shootable, I don't know, and just things go wrong. But in Warz, you can pick it up in like an instant. You're just flying around finding stuff. It may seem very hard at first, but as soon as you find your first good weapon, it just kind of flows after that. You may get frustrated at first, but after that, it's all easy. You might run into a couple bandits, which is very frustrating. If you don't have anything but like a shovel and you run into a bandit with a shotgun, it's not a good time. So you might just want to run away in that situation or try to make peace, but usually they just shoot you anyway. So you have to deal with stuff like that. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.